Good morning, world. I'm Raylena, and welcome to sunny Maple Homestead, where I don't know if you can see it, but much to my dismay, we have our first flurries of the year. And we are in, oh my gosh, what is today? January 2nd, 2022. And we've got very, very light, I don't know if you can see it against my shirt or not, but very light flurries. But as a child, I loved to see the first snow of the year. As an adult, I'm like, seriously, like, could we have just skipped over this part? But you can see Daisy and Duke behind me. Duke has an attitude problem today. Not really sure what his issue is, but it's enough that I don't want to be in the pen with him today. He's tried to butt the water bucket, butt me. He's tried to kick me. I know they really want to be out on pasture, but we have them on rotational grazing. This is like a flood zone. We got a ton of rain yesterday, and we need to move them to either back to here, or figure out a way to get them further up, or put them back over on their previous pastures, which I think is going to be the option that I go with. But it's snowing. The swales, I don't know if you can see this, our swales on our property are more like little mini rivers today. I don't know if you can see the flow here, but we got a lot of rain, and this has actually been worse. Like when I fell in it, it was much worse. But these are railroad ties that used to be over there, and they used to line up, and the current gets to a point where they have pushed them down and even kind of changed the pattern, I guess, or the flow rate, or whatever correct terminology I'm supposed to use. But you can see how quickly this is moving, coming from clear off property. So it is not going to be an option today to get these guys, their electric fence and everything, over this swale back to their first pasture. And so we have fed them some pumpkins today, made sure they had fresh water. I moved their electric fence over top of this swale. This swale is very overgrown, and we decided to use these guys to help us clear it out. So we're letting them eat it down bit by bit. They've got fresh hay, and I'm gonna throw some feed to them just because I kind of feel bad. But that is our morning chores for today. We've got the electric fence up and running. Let's listen for the click. There it is. So that's done. I was actually, ordered to take today off. And obviously I didn't, but we have been hitting it hard. And by we, I mean myself, my mother, shout out to her, my aunt, shout out to her. You gonna come say bye? You gonna apologize for being mean to me today? Huh? Ooh, cold shoulder. Rude. So rude. Bye, Duke. Bye, Daisy. You're just not happy with me. But we've been renovating all week. See? It's like a river. But I left the barn door open. It's not good. We have been painting and trimming and patching and sanding and oh my gosh, so much. Pulling staples and sweeping and cleaning, and and everything all week long. Really off and on for 2 weeks now. Also, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and one of my brother-in-laws, one of those, they've been coming up and helping. And it has been an exhausting time for everybody. So my mother, who's the supervisor in this situation, ordered me to take today off. And I am. I'm just doing chores. And then I'm going to head back home. And we are going to spend the day with the kids, thinking about a very competitive game of Monopoly on the board right now. But every once in a while, as she keeps reminding me, it is important to stop and take a break. So that is what we are going to do for the rest of the day. But I wanted you guys to see, if it even is coming through, the first very hard to see. Hi, Sully. Followed me up from the barn. I've already fed you. Come here. Do you like the snow? No. Come here, baby. Oh. Say hi. Everyone says you're an ugly kitty. But you're doing better, aren't you? Aren't you doing better? You're not an ugly kitty. But I do need to spray you again. She has come a long way. Yeah, she's gained weight and she still has fleas. I'm going to have to give her another flea dip, but she's still favoring that left leg, which makes me think that she's gotten hit by somebody at some point. But she's doing a lot better. Anyway, I forgot to give the cows feed. Walked all the way back there to leave and forgot to give them feed. And the cat's coming with me, apparently. She's tried to eat the chicken feed. This cat was supposed to be a mouser. She's not. She's a beggar. I'm gonna have to get me a mouser cat. You would think all cats would be mousers. Apparently I was very wrong about that. So I'm going to show you guys our creative way of feeding the cows when they're being ornery. Turn the lights on here. When they're being ornery or it's raining. You can hear him. He knows I'm in the barn. This is our kind of creative fix. What in the world did my husband buy? He bought the wrong feed. But these guys don't get food very often, so they'll be fine. So what we have in the back of our barn, if you scroll down, is this little gap, which goes right to the back of their, let me show it better. Right to the back of their pen. Woo, about dropped you. So all we have to do and then you see a cow nose. Quick, easy, and it works. Their rubber bowls are great, but when it's like wet and nasty like this, Duke's wondering where his is. And there's a cow nose. When it's wet and nasty like this, this is a great way to get them to come in under the pen cover. Sorry, I know that's loud. Close that up. And eat. And that way it doesn't get on the ground. They get more of it in their stomachs. Sully's waiting for me. You are not getting fed again. You've already been fed. Hunt mice. That's your job. Get on it. Freeloader. She's gonna follow me. She thinks she can sucker it out of me. So that is, whoo, change the light. That is how we feed cows when it's raining or cold or nasty. And it works. Works beautifully. It also works if we need somebody to come over and feed for us if we're out of town. They're usually not as used to being around cows, and just the idea of being able to just dump it is much easier on them than the concept of, oh no, you've got to go turn off the electric fence, and you know, you got to disconnect it and then walk through it on one side and then the other, and then, you know, don't let him corner you, and then you got to feed him, and then you got to feed her, and reconnect the fence, make sure it's right, and then listen for the zap. They're like, oh my gosh. But when I tell them, just dump it down the hole, they're like, oh, yeah, I'll do that for you, no problem. Cool. All right, that is now it. And as I've been ordered, I have to take the rest of the day off. Apparently. Everybody says I've been doing this too much and I need a break, because I don't know. I think it's more like they needed a break, and the only way to get a break was for me to take a break. That's not true. My mother is like Superwoman. Can't get this locked. She could go forever. I swear. The woman's gonna be 60 this year, and she is more in shape than I am by far, and more energy. Well, not as quite much energy as my 9-year-old with ADHD, but right below it. So I will let you guys see every bit of progress that we did on our next video, because I would hate to ruin the surprise. I hope you guys are having a great start to your new year, and I hope you take a break every once in a while too.